welcome to First to Third. This is a special edition. Tonight we're going to be discussing and pulling the teams for the upcoming Circuit Cup Championship. This is the fourth year we're hosting this event. This year the event is going to be held in San Antonio, Texas at the Star Regional Park. The first 3 years were won by the Meatballs of Florida with the three-peat. Fourth year we have 32 teams from all across the country. The way the bins will work is we have 8 pools. You can see here A through H. The top 8 teams, based off their points earned on the National Tour, have been seeded. So Shockwave is the National Tour champion. They have been seeded first, and they're also, in this case, A1. We have the 1 row, 2, 3, and 4. The circuit is made up of 4 conferences: the Northeast, the Southeast, the Midwest, and the West. In this case, with region protection, we had to break up the Midwest Conference. So we have teams from Texas and teams from the rest of the conference. So for regional protection, we will look at Southeast, Northeast, we will look at the Midwest and Texas, and then we will look at the West Coast. Tonight we will draw each team and place them in their bins, and then we'll have 4 teams for each pool. Minimum games in pool play is 4, so we have a crossover. The way the crossover games work is thus. A1 will face off against H1, B will face off against G, C will go against F, and D will go against E. And that goes for the first row, second, third, and fourth. So right now, you can write it down. Shockwave will face off against Barufu Cartel. Bins 2, 3, and 4 are essentially just based off the seedings. So bin 2 is seeds 9 through 16. Bin 3 is 17 through 24. And then bin 4 are the final remaining teams. So with that said, we will go straight to bin number 2, which includes the Crooked Roosters, OSC Kickball, the Meatballs, Hammerheads out of Virginia, Relax and Lock It Up out of Texas, Beta out of Georgia, Sexy Mama out of Florida, and El Guapo out of Missouri. So, shall we get started? Here we go. First up, Shockwave with OSC does not work because they're both from the same conference. Putting them to the side, we have the Crooked Roosters out of the West Coast. Putting OSC back into the bin, and give it a little mix. Continuing on with Flying V. Flying V is the Southeast Conference. We see Sexy Mama, which is also Southeast Conference. We'll put them back. We now have El Guapo. El Guapo is a Midwest Conference team. They will be with Flying V. Putting Sexy Mama back into the mix, stirring it up. Continuing on with C, Shock Situation, which is a Northeast team. We have Beta out of the Southeast. Continuing on with Lights Out, we have Hammerheads, which is also a Northeast team. We'll put them to the side. We continue on. Facing off against Lights Out, we have OSC, also a Northeast team. We'll put them to the side. Next up, we have Relax and Lock It Up, a Texas team for this event. Putting the 2 Northeast teams back in the pot, we will continue. In Pool E, Cobra Kai, which we consider a Florida team, part of the Southeast Conference. We have OSC Kickball out of the Northeast. Continuing on in Pool F against the Gargoyles, a West Coast team, we have the Hammerheads out of the Northeast. Continuing on in Pool G, we have Sofa King and Barufu Cartel. Sofa King will face the Meatballs out of the Southeast Conference. Leaving us with Sexy Mama out of Florida to face Barufu Cartel. Continuing on, Bin 3. Bin 3 consists of teams 17 through 24. We have Swamp Donkeys out of Virginia, the Gordon Bombays out of California, Deja Vu out of Maryland, O'Danny Balls out of Louisiana, Panic Attack out of Virginia, Adrenaline out of Georgia, 300 out of Missouri, and KBLFK out of Kansas. We'll spin it up. In Pool A, we have ODB out of the Midwest Conference. Statistician, how are we doing?
We're doing good.
Pool B, we have, facing off against Flying V and El Guapo, we have the Swamp Donkeys, a Northeast team. Continuing on in Pool C, we have 300, the Midwest team. Continuing on, we have Deja Vu, they're a Northeast team with lights out. We put them back. We have the Gordon Bombays, a West Coast team. We put Deja Vu back in the mix. Let's stir it up. Continuing on with E, we have KBLFK, a Midwest team. And pull it back. Our final three teams, we have Deja Vu, which is a Northeast team, so it conflicts with Hammerheads. We keep them out, and we have Adrenaline, a Southeast team. Putting Deja Vu back in the mix. We have Deja Vu. Deja Vu Northeast team facing off against Meatballs and Sofa King. And finally, we have Panic Attack, a Northeast team facing off against Bruku Cartel and the Sexy Mom team. Here we are so far. Pool A is Shockwave, Crooked Roosters, ODB. Flying V, Kansas City's El Guapo and Swamp Donkeys are in Pool B. Pool C, we have Situation, Beta, and 300. Pool D, we have Lights Out, Relax, and the Gordon Bombays. Pool E, we have Cobra Kai, OSC, and KBLFK. Pool F, we have the Gargoyles, Hammerheads, and Adrenaline. Pool G, we have Sofa King, Meatballs, and Deja Vu. And finally, we have Sexy Mama, Bruku Cartel, and Panic Attack. Our final bin tonight to round out the pool plays. And if you're joining us right now, just a reminder the crossover games are from columns 1 through 8. So A1 will face off against H1, B1 will face off against G, C will face F, and D will face E. And your crossovers are by line. So in this case, Crooked Roosters will be facing off against Sexy Mama, etc. Our final bin to complete the Circuit Cup Championship pools includes Most Wanted, Bayou Ballbusters, Super Dudes, Walk of Shame, Grass Clowns, We'll Spot You 10, I'd Hit It, the qualified team out of the state of Texas, and then I'd Hit It, the wildcard team, also out of the state of Texas. Shall we continue? We're good, statistician?
We're good.
First up, we have the Super Dudes, which are a Midwest team. So is ODB, so we'll put them to the side. We have the Grass Clowns from Cowtown, which is a Texas team. Put Super Dudes back in, stir it up. Continuing on with B, with Flying V and El Guapo and Swamp Donkeys, we have a Texas team, Walk of Shame. Continuing on. Pool C, Situation Beta 300, and another Texas team. I'd Hit It, the qualified Circuit Cup team. I'd Hit It attended the New Mexico event this year. Continuing on. In Pool D, Lights Out, Relax, Gordon Bombays. And we'll spot you 10 out of Texas.
No, we'll have to redraw that one because Relax is in that pool.
Thank you, statistician. Next up, Most Wanted out of the Midwest Conference. We'll spot you 10 back in. We'll mix it up. Continue on with Pool E. Cobra Kai, OSC, KVLFK. Super Dudes, a Midwest team. We put them to the side. And I'd Hit It, the wild card, out of Dallas, Texas. Super Dudes back in. We continue. We have 3 pools remaining for the Circuit Cup Championship in F, G, and H. We continue with We'll Spot You 10 out of Texas. Continuing on, with 2 teams left remaining in the Circuit Cup Championship bin draw. In Pool G, we have the Bayou Ballbusters out of the Midwest Conference, which does work, correct?
Yep, that works.
Our final pick for the Circuit Cup Championship. Finally out in Pool H, we have the Super Dudes out of the Midwest Conference, with Sexy Mama in the Southeast, Panic Attack out of the Northeast, and Brew Crew Cartel out of the West. Kickballers, we appreciate you watching tonight. If you're watching this live, thank you for joining us. Your pools for the Circuit Cup Championship 2014 are Pool A, Shockwave, Crooked Roosters, ODB, and the Grass Clowns from Cowtown. Pool B, Flying V, El Guapo, Swamp Donkeys, and Walk of Shame. Pool C, The Situation, Beta, 300, and I'd Hit It. Pool D, Lights Out, Relax and Lock It Up, the Gordon Bombays, and Most Wanted. Pool E, Cobra Kai, OSC, KVLFK, and I'd Hit It, the Wildcard team. Pool F, the Gargoyles, Hammerheads, Adrenaline, and We'll Spot You 10. Pool G, Sofa King Good, Meatballs, Deja Vu, and the Bayou Ballbusters. And Pool H, Brew Crew Cartel, Sexy Mama, Panic Attack, and the Super Dudes. Again, the crossover games will be A and H, so Shockwave, Brew Crew, Flying V, Sofa King, etc. On the second row, Crooked Roosters faces off against Sexy Mama, Meatballs will face El Guapo, Beta will face Hammerheads, and Relax and OSC will face off. In the third bin, Panic Attack will face off against ODB, Swamp Donkeys will face off against Deja Vu, Adrenaline will face off against 300, and Gordon Bombays will face off against KVLFK. And finally, in the fourth bin crossover, Super Dudes will face off against Grass Clowns, Bayou Ballbusters will face off against Walk of Shame, We'll Spot You 10 will face off against I'd Hit It, and Most Wanted will face off against the Wildcard team. Again, a reminder, regional protection is not applied to the crossover games. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a wonderful Circuit Cup Championship. 32 teams competing for a $10,000 prize, the toughest, most competitive kickball tournament in the country. We look forward to seeing you there. We'll have it live on watchkickball.com. Thank you for joining us.